everyone. In this training, I'm going to show you how to create a Google form you can use as a lead capture tool. This is helpful for open houses, printed flyers, social media posts, QR codes, and anywhere else you want people to easily submit their information to you. By the end of the video, you're going to know how to create a form, choose the right questions, connect it to responses, grab the link, and use it in marketing. Before we build it, we're going to talk about really quickly why it matters. A Google form gives people a quick and easy way to raise their hand and say, I'm interested. Instead of hoping someone remembers to call or text them, this gives them one clear place to submit their information. This can be used for open house sign-ins, property inquiry flyers, Facebook and social media posts, buyer interest forms, seller consultation requests, or general lead capture. So let's dive right in. The first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and head over to Google. You're going to do forms.google.com. From here, you can start to build a brand new blank form. So I have a customized QR leads home search that I will show you as soon as this video is over. But we're going to go ahead and start building out our form. We're going to want to give it a name. So we're going to click Untitled and rename it. Now some example names would be open house sign-in, Gulf Coast home search, property inquiry, let's find your next home. Now we want to name the form something that's clear and easy to understand. The title should tell people exactly what the form is for. For example, if this is for your open house, you could name it open house sign-in. If it's for general buyer lead form, you could name it something like let's find your next home, which in this example, we're going to build it with that title. We want to give our form a description. So the example description we're going to put is fill out this quick form and I'll be in touch soon to help you with your real estate goals. It goes underneath the title and it's where people know what happens next after they fill out the form. You want to keep it simple, friendly, and clear. Something like fill this out and I'll be in touch soon with all your real estate goals. Something along those lines that tell people what they're going to benefit from by filling out your form. So now we're going to create some questions. Don't overcomplicate it. We're just going to start with full name. Make sure this says short answer. You can do different things in this area where you can make it like a paragraph, extra long, things of that nature. Short answers are going to be best for name, phone, and email. Well, multiple choice is great when you want quick answers, where paragraph is also useful for extra notes. So we're going to start over here with full name. If you want to add our additional question, we'll click the little plus button here on the right-hand side. We're going to put a phone number in, and we're going to make sure that the question type is short answer and that the field is required. Next question, email address. Again, another short answer. And I don't know if you guys see this, it'll automatically change it depending on what type of question. So we're going to do, what are you interested in? And we're going to make this one a multiple choice question. And we're going to give them some options to select from, starting with buying a home, then selling a home. We could also do renting, maybe investing. And then I think we also want to give them one option that would be just kind of browsing and seeing what's out there. And so far we've gotten 4 questions. We're going to move on to our 5th question. And we want to know what areas they're going to be interested in. So we're going to ask them what areas. We're going to make sure that that one is also a short answer. Next question is going to be, what's your time frame? This one we want to be multiple choice. So our options are going to be ASAP, 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 months plus. And then we also want to add just researching, because they may not know their time frame yet. So we're going to add that in as well. Our next question is going to be Would you like me to send you homes that match the search that you're looking for? Because we want to put them on something where they're looking at our information, not out there searching for other information. So we'll make this a multiple choice question, yes or no. So now that we've added those questions, the goal here is to collect enough information to follow up well without making our form so long that people aren't going to want to complete it. Now, you could add another question in here that's like any questions or notes and make it a paragraph style. This way, at minimum, you're getting them to connect with you. And I would always recommend collecting the name, phone number, email address, and what they're searching for. And you can add a few helpful questions like area, time frame, and notes like we did above, but I don't think it's necessary or mandatory for your form. I'm just showing you how to add additional questions, toggle on the required on and off field, and what each of these question types do. So when you make it required, you want to make sure that the name, the phone number, and email and interest type are required because those are going to be the most important questions. That way, if someone submits your form, you're actually going to have information that you need to follow up with them. Now, you can add a description. For example, if we're looking for areas and tailoring it to my area, specifically here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, I'm going to add a few cities like Waveland, Long Beach, Ocean Springs, Saussure, just a few examples so that they kind of know what I'm looking for when I say what areas are you interested in. I'm going to make sure this is going to be a short answer because we don't want too much information in here. Now, the next thing that we can do after we've put in all of our questions is we can kind of customize this form. We'll do that over in the paint palette icon. Here's where you can customize and make it a little bit more polished and tailored to your branded or professional look. This is optional, but it can help the form feel more professional. You can change the colors, you can upload an image header. You can do a lot over here in this little area. You can also choose to create a custom color. And in the header section, you can upload an image or you can choose from one of their default headers that they have available. So here we're picking a theme. We're going to go under travel just because I know they have some houses or building looking type for this form example that we're creating. Once you upload your image, you're going to go to the top and it's going to populate at the top of your form that you just created. Now, again, this is not required, but it does make your form a little bit more polished and professional looking. Now that we've finished customizing our form, we want to preview our live form link. You'll click that little preview, the little eyeball icon, and it's going to bring you to your preview mode before publishing your link live for people to submit information. Go ahead and look it over, make sure everything looks correct, and close out of your preview mode and back to the form that we are working on here. Make sure you name your form in the left top hand corner. You want to change it from untitled to whatever you're going to use for this form. For this example, we're just going to name it our open house lead capture form. That way we know where to locate it once our form has some responses filled in. Now you're going to want to be able to locate those responses. So you're going to click responses at the top, and we're going to want to link this to a sheet. Now this is super important and I highly recommend linking it to a sheet. You'll click link to sheets, create a new spreadsheet, hit create, and it's going to start working on building that spreadsheet based off of the questions that you've built into this form. It's going to pop up on the left bottom corner. You'll click view the spreadsheet. It's going to reroute you over to the sheet side of Google, and it's going to show you where all of your responses are going to land at. Now, it is also going to put responses in parentheses to whatever form you just created. Now, going back to our form, we want to see how this is showing to our viewers. So now you want to publish your link, click publish. We're going to copy the responders link. Now, this is the link that you're going to use when you are using it for marketing, you're generating a QR code, you want to click that copy responders link. That's going to take you to the live form that people can fill out. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to show you an example of filling out that live form wherever you have this link attached, whether it's your social media, it's a QR code that you've generated with this link. This is where we're going to fill out the form. I'm just doing an example so that you can see where it ends up at. So it's going to drop the information that the lead just filled out straight into that responses sheet that we attached to this Google form. Now, again, it's going to say responses at the end of the link. Another super cool customization that you can do to your form is when they're finished filling it out, you can actually customize that after submission confirmation message by clicking the edit button. This just gives you the option to make it a little bit more personalized and add that professionalism tone. Instead of it just being the generic, your response has been recorded, you can kind of customize it. So I'm going to show you guys what a completely fully built form that I created for QR leads, home search, and plus I'm giving them a buyer's guide at the end of their submission. So we're just going to scroll through mine, show you what it kind of looks like. Now, let's go with the assumption that they filled everything out. Here's what my questions are. I've tailored this specifically to buyers in the area, but also given them the option to be a seller as well. So once they filled it out, under the settings section, my confirmation is set to have them receive that free Gulf Coast buyer guide that I've created in Canva also. And again, that's going to be under your presentation where the confirmation message is under after submission. You're going to click that edit section. You'll copy and paste your personalized message that you want them to receive after filling out the responder link. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm pasting the responder link into the search bar. I'm filling out all of the information. This can be toggled on or off depending on your settings if you want them to receive a response or not. And then they're routed to that page where I've created that custom Canva link. So let's check that out as well. You'll click the link here, and it's going to bring them straight to my buyer's guide. So what I've done is given them a reason to share their information with me, and in turns, they get this buyer's guide. I hope that helps. Hope you learned something.